so I don't really watch a lot of shows or movies. I've been trying to recently though. Something inherently interesting to me is adult animation because I'm a huge dork for that stuff. So recently, I've had the pleasure of watching Genndy Tartakovsky's Primal. Tartakovsky is a legendary comic book artist and producer who has had a hand in creating, writing, drawing, and animating for instantly classic cartoons, movies, and even video games. If you like animation, or just liked cartoons as a kid, there's a chance you love at least one of Tartakovsky's work, and that is no coincidence. He lives and breathes animation. Samurai Jack, Dexter's Laboratory, the Powerpuff Girls, that Popeye short that everyone agrees is crazy good, Star Wars The Clone Wars, Hotel Transylvania movies, the Little Big Planet games, fucking Mod Racer, shouts out to Mod Racer, bro, and the cult hit Symbiotic Titan, which honestly deserves another chance. He wasn't in charge of all these projects, but he was huge in bringing all of them to their final state. Several years ago, Primal was scrapped since Tartakovsky didn't have a full vision for it. He mentioned he didn't understand what drew people to his work, and we can assume that he meant he couldn't properly make the show because of that. Honestly, it's no single element that I love. He has a whole list of talents, and they're on full display in the simple, yet excellent, Primal. A noticeable trait in his work is that moments are allowed to breathe, slow walks to locations, quiet and wordless interactions with introspection worn on faces of characters, and scenes that allow for the full view of the environment. Primal is, fittingly, fearless in its storytelling, unafraid and confident enough to lack even a conflict at times. Characters can simply find an oasis and relax. It obviously can't stay like that, like the whole episode, but animation is a labor of love. Several man-hours were dedicated to moments where characters just sit and think, walk. In those moments, the aforementioned reflection is apparent and allows the viewer themselves to reflect on the characters, allows them to assume what they're thinking. It's simple in concept but tough in execution, and Primal does an excellent job in communicating visually. There's almost nothing like it in episodic Western animation anyway. Tartakovsky also has a habit of adjusting animation to his stories rather than the other way around. Whether or not a certain type of anatomy is possible is not considered. What is considered is how to communicate a scene and character. Wildly accentuated bodies are amazing for expressing movement. These motions are all we have to show to communicate emotions, and it's a testament to the impossible skill of Tartakovsky and his wonderful team. Not only are the designs and animations incredible, so is the art style itself. The show's style takes inspiration from the comic books which Tartakovsky so obviously respects. Rough brushes, handmade backgrounds, and beautifully vibrant colors result in a distinct style. A visual treat. The plot is super simple to understand as well. Light spoilers ahead if it wasn't very clear. A caveman named Spear and a dinosaur named Fang have both of their families destroyed by the merciless wildlife. Broken after the events that befall them, they form a partnership to help each other survive and keep each other company in the harsh world. It's an awesome spin on the a boy and his dog type of story. What's weird is there's no driving force throughout the first season. It's just survival. And there's something pretty compelling about two characters from completely different backgrounds coming together to protect each other. An odd thing about Primal is the very few words that are spoken. The characters' names are never even spoken throughout the entire show. I found their names in the episode descriptions of all places. Spear just be gruntin', and Fang just be growlin'. And yeah, I did refer to Fang as a character with her own background. Fang and several other animals are drawn and written in such a way that assigns them agency rather than strictly relying on instinct. It's kind of awesome seeing animals drawn this way. I mean, I'm sure there are lots of other cartoons that do it, but I just think Primal is brilliant at it. At first I thought of the world of Primal as like a loose reflection of our own, but things quickly become unhinged. Impossibly large creatures, supernatural forces, demons, angels, heaven, hell, magic, wildly different levels of technology, different civilizations, zombies. This show just takes anything it wants and fits it into the theme of an at first seemingly uncaring world. As you go to see more characters, the main character's view on the world gets a little more nuanced and leaves the viewer with the idea that we're all just surviving out here. And that's what I got out of it anyway. I don't want to spoil anymore. The show is really special, yada yada. Go watch it. The end of the first season actually creates a goal, and that persists through the second season and explores characters a lot more than they did before. Primal's not a complicated show. It's simple in its story and its premise, and if I were to give a complaint about it, it'd be that the ending is pretty lackluster, so I'd go into enjoying the journey rather than looking for a conclusion. It seems that Tartakovsky doesn't really have a talent for endings because it left me feeling a similar way after the Samurai Jack ending, which was, I think it was meant to be bittersweet. which is my favorite kind of ending, but it just ended up feeling kind of empty to me. Unsatisfying after all you've been through. That's all I got. Pretty short video this week, and holy shit, 1,000 subs. That, like, instantly. I wasn't even, like, looking at my subs until, like, it already passed 1,000, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Look forward to more videos. I have an indie horror game that I'm looking at for next week. Alright, see you later.